Hey Lily, it's really good to talk again. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's been a busy week, so I'm already thinking about the weekend. How about you, Sam? How's your week then?
Honestly, it's been a long week for me too. That's why I've been thinking a lot about weekend plans and how people talk about them in English.
That's actually a great topic because talking about weekend plans is something people do all the time.
Exactly. But I've noticed that when English learners talk about their weekend plans, including me, it often sounds very simple or a bit unnatural.
Yes, many learners say things like, I will stay at home, or I will go out with my friends, and then stop there.
Right, and those sentences are correct, but they don't really sound like how native speakers talk.
That's because native speakers usually talk about weekend plans in a relaxed, flexible way, not like a fixed schedule.
That makes sense because weekend plans often change.
Exactly, and that's why the language people use for weekends is usually soft and casual.
Before we go deeper, let's quickly welcome everyone listening. Welcome to English Storytime Tales, where you learn English through calm, real conversations.
If you enjoy listening to natural English like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this episode, and share it with someone who's learning English.
All right, Lily, let's talk about this in a natural way. If someone asks you, "What are you doing this weekend?" how would you usually answer?
I would probably say something like, I don't have anything big planned, but I'm hoping to relax and catch up on a few things.
That already sounds much more relaxed than most learner answers.
Yes, because native speakers often leave their weekend plans open instead of sounding very certain.
Learners usually want to be very clear and direct.
That's true, but weekend English is more about mood than details.
So instead of saying exactly what you will do, you talk about what you're thinking of doing.
Exactly. You'll hear phrases like, I might, I'm thinking of, or I'll probably.
I think that's something learners don't practice enough.
And once they notice it, their English sounds more natural immediately.
I feel like if learners understood just this part, talking about weekend plans would become much easier.
And we're just getting started.
To the listeners, inclusive, if you've ever felt unsure about how to talk about your weekend plans in English, stay with us.
We're going to keep this conversation very simple and natural.
What you said earlier about leaving weekend plans open really made me think, Lily. I've noticed that learners often feel uncomfortable saying they are not sure about their plans.
That's very true, Sam. Many learners feel they need to sound confident and clear, even when their plans are not fixed.
Yes, and that's why they often say things like, I will go shopping on Saturday and I will meet my friends on Sunday.
Those sentences are not wrong, but they sound very planned and serious for a weekend.
Exactly. Weekends usually feel more relaxed than that.
Native speakers often talk about weekend plans as ideas, not promises. They talk about what they hope will happen, not what must happen.
So it's more about sharing intentions than schedules.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. For example, instead of saying, I will visit my parents, a native speaker might say, I'm thinking of visiting my parents if I have time.
That sounds much softer and more conversational.
Because it leaves space for change, which is very common on weekends.
I also notice that native speakers often add small comments about how they feel about the weekend.
Yes, feelings play a big role. You'll hear things like, I'm really looking forward to it, or I just need a quiet weekend.
That kind of sentence already tells a story even without details.
Exactly. It helps the listener understand your mood, not just your plans.
So when learners only list activities, they miss that emotional part.
And that emotional part is what makes the conversation feel natural.
Curious, what about when someone has no real plans? That's another moment learners struggle with.
That's very common. Native speakers often say things like, I don't have much planned, or I'm just going to take it easy.
Those phrases sound very comfortable and confident.
Yes, because not having plans is completely normal.
I think learners sometimes feel embarrassed to say that.
But in everyday English, it's perfectly fine and very natural.
So, talking about weekend plans is less about impressing people and more about connecting.
That's exactly it.
This already feels much easier than how I usually talk about weekends.
And we haven't even talked about how conversations continue after the first answer.
That's true, because people usually ask follow-up questions.
Yes, and that's where weekend conversations really come alive.
To listeners, if you're listening and thinking, I say my weekend plans very directly, you're not alone.
And with just a small change, your English can sound much more natural.
You know, Lily, once someone shares their weekend plans in that softer way, the conversation feels much easier to continue.
Yes, because the first answer usually invites a follow-up question without feeling forced.
I noticed that native speakers almost automatically ask something back, like they're genuinely interested, not just being polite.
That's true. Weekend conversations are usually friendly and casual, so people naturally want to keep them going.
So if you said, I'm thinking of having a quiet weekend, what would someone normally say next?
They might say something like, "That sounds nice," or "Do you have anything special in mind?"
Those responses feel very easy, but they keep the conversation alive.
Exactly. Native speakers don't try to ask perfect questions. They respond naturally to what they hear.
Learners sometimes freeze after answering because they don't know how to continue.
Yes, and that happens because they focus too much on their own answer instead of listening to the other person.
So talking about weekend plans is also about reacting, not just answering.
That's a very important point. Even simple reactions like, "That sounds fun," or "I need a weekend like that," feel very natural.
I hear those kinds of reactions all the time, but I don't always use them myself.
That's normal. Learners often wait until they have something useful to say.
But in real conversations, usefulness is not as important as connection.
Exactly. Weekend talk is more about sharing a moment than sharing information.
What about when plans change? That happens a lot on weekends.
Yes, and native speakers talk about that very casually. You'll hear things like, "We'll see how it goes," or "It depends on how I feel,"
Those phrases sound very relaxed and confident.
because they show flexibility, which is very normal for weekends.
Honestly, learners often avoid those phrases because they're afraid of sounding unsure.
But sounding a little unsure actually sounds more natural in this situation.
I think this is why native speakers sound comfortable talking about weekends, even when they have no clear plan.
Yes, they're comfortable with uncertainty.
That's something learners can practice, being comfortable with simple, open answers.
And once they do that, weekend conversations stop feeling stressful.
It feels more like chatting with a friend.
Exactly. And that's how weekend conversations are meant to feel.
If you're listening and thinking, I usually stop after my first answer, that's very common.
With a few simple reactions, you can keep the conversation going naturally.
I already feel more confident talking about my own weekend plans.
That's a great sign.
You know, Lily, after talking about all this, weekend conversations feel much less stressful than I used to think.
That's because you don't need perfect sentences to talk about your weekend. You just need to sound like yourself.
Yes, and I realize now that native speakers don't try to sound impressive when they talk about weekends.
Exactly. They talk simply, honestly, and in a relaxed way.
I also like how weekend conversations don't need a strong beginning or ending, they just flow naturally.
That's true. You can start with a small idea and the conversation grows from there.
Sometimes just saying I don't have much planned feels enough.
And that sentence alone already sounds confident and natural.
I think learners often believe they need exciting plans to talk about.
But everyday life is interesting enough. That's what makes conversations feel real.
So talking about weekend plans is really about sharing how you feel, not what you do.
Exactly. And when you focus on that, English becomes easier.
If you're listening right now, try thinking about your own weekend.
You don't need a perfect plan. Just think about how you want your weekend to feel.
That's often the best place to start a conversation.
And once you start talking like this, you'll notice people respond more naturally.
We hope this conversation helped you feel more comfortable talking about your weekend plans in English.
If you enjoyed listening, please subscribe to English Storytime Tales, like this episode, and share it with someone who's learning English.
And before you go, we'd love to hear from you.
What would you like us to talk about next?
Maybe how to talk about a busy week, a quiet evening, or plans that change at the last minute.
Leave a comment and let us know.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.